What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Frank, the Cuban Flash Sanchez. Frank Sanchez comes in a bit heavier than he normally does, looking a lot bigger, looking a lot slower, having a tough and rugged fight with Carlos Negron out of Miami. And he seemed destined for a points decision. And one thing I like about Frank Sanchez, he's not like normal Cuban fighters. He's almost like a younger, orthodox version of Luis Ortiz in retrospect, because he does like to mix it up. I don't care for him being bigger. I will tell him that personally. But he is a very aggressive fighter when it comes down to it. He did have problems with the jab of Negron. Negron was, seasoned. He's been in there with quite a few fighters, like Dominic Brazil and others. And he was there to fight. He wasn't there to fold. Even when he got his nose split open in the 5th round and he was bleeding like a stuffed Irish pig. And it was crazy because he still wanted more. In the 7th round, Sanchez hurt him and he couldn't finish. And I think he couldn't finish and he couldn't close because of the excess weight. His mouth was open, looking like Jaime Munguia. He looked like he was gasping for breath, but most importantly, he couldn't get the job done. He couldn't push through, and it made me wonder, like, okay, is this by design or is this just due to poor diet? Because that could always be the case. A heavyweight division is the most disciplined and the most lackadaisical. Why? Because you don't have to have a certain weight limit to be in the heavyweight division. You just have to be over 205 pounds. Counterpunch. So I think with Frank, I think he needs to lose weight. But nonetheless, he did catch Carlos Negron with a massive right hand, that sent Negron into the ropes. As you can see, the top rope clotheslined his head, and that almost took his head off. It would have been something a lot more sturdy. He would have had some serious neck problems. But the neck problems did occur when he got caught with that massive right hand. And of course, he got up and he was stopped by the referee. Good stoppage, because as you can see, his neck had gave way because the punches that the Cuban Flash started hitting him with was starting to cause his head to go every which way. And that was the end of that fight, even though Carlos Negron was disappointed from the stoppage. But I think it would have been inevitable. He would have been knocked out. But I think Frank should have knocked him out a lot earlier, honestly. Carlos Negron, again, very tough fighter. Won't go down from any punch because, Frankie, he was definitely hitting him with good combinations. It just wasn't enough. He didn't have the speed behind him that you're accustomed to. This isn't the same Frank Sanchez that beat Efe Ajagba, right? This is another Frank. I think he's trying to overcompensate for these bigger guys. I say let's lose that fucking weight. If it don't help Joshua, if it don't help Wilder, it's not going to help you. This is not the bodybuilding business. He's not a bodybuilder. He looked like he had a gut on him. He did have a gut on him. The muscles were on the outside, but you can definitely tell something was going on with Frank Sanchez in the kitchen department, So, but nonetheless, massive puncher, very good boxer, lose the weight, and everything should be straight. Bars. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Frankie Sanchez dropping and stopping Carlos Negron in rounds 9. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!